Hello everyone, this is Leah Dixon in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am so happy to be here with you this morning. So I'm just looking at my video feed here again to see if I can actually get your comments today. I would love to be able to see your comments while we are doing this video, but it looks like yet again Facebook is not going to show me your comments. How strange. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead without being able to see your comments, so please ask your questions, leave your comments in the box, and I will get back to you after this video when I can read all of your comments as they come through. It's kind of disappointing. Oh, wait a second, they are coming through finally. Oh, wonderful. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, Darlene. Good morning, Christina. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, good. This makes it so much more fun. All right, so what's going to happen today is I'm going to be creating a card for you as usual, but I'm doing kind of a mashup of some retiring product as well as some brand new, not yet released unless you're a demo product. So super excited. Good morning, Shirley. So I'm going to switch over to my desktop and I'm going to show you guys the gorgeous, I think really neglected stamp set from our current annual catalog. This is Strong and Beautiful, and it is really such a lovely stamp set for so many reasons, but especially for Mother's Day. Just all of the sentiments on here are really just to lift people up, especially the women in your lives, but some of these could be used for men as well. And just a lovely, lovely kind of stamp set. So we're going to start by stamping this sentiment, and I'm actually going to be stamping the sentiment. So I've chosen You Have Truly Been a Shining Example to Me. Oh, are you, Marika? That's awesome. I know it's such a good one, especially for Mother's Day. So I am going to be stamping this sentiment, the You Have Truly Been a Shining Example to Me, using Versamark, and then we're going to emboss this in white. Okay, so I'm just inking that up, and I'm actually going to turn this, I don't know why, for me, I can line it up so much better when I do it vertically. So there we go. I'm hoping that was straight. Oh, it looks wonderful. All right, you guys can't see it yet, so I'm going to bring over my white embossing powder and make this come into focus for you. So I've been a bit of a messy stamper. I just have my stuff laying around in a tray. Not the best way to keep it, but I've been doing so much embossing lately that I just can't be bothered to clean it up. And then I just, any old tool to tap the back of this. There we go. So normally I use a paintbrush to do it, but I don't know where my paintbrush is right now. My craft room, you guys, is a disaster. You know what? I don't know. The vertical thing, Marika, it just works so much better for me. I don't know why I can't line things up when they're horizontal, but I can't. All right, so that is our sentiment stamp. So now I got to heat that up. So I'm going to plug in my heat tool, and here we go. Let's see. Okay, and then I got to turn it around so I don't burn my fingers. I know, like, I could hold it with tweezers or something and then it wouldn't be an issue, but I'm a lazy stamper. If I don't have to use a tool, I won't. So there's our sentiment. I am now going to just snip the edge of this on a little diagonal, and voila, our sentiment is ready to go on our card. So that's all I'm doing for now with our Strong and Beautiful stamp set. I am going to put Happy Mother's Day on the inside of the card? Maybe. I might end up putting it on the front. We'll see. So I'm not going to put this far away, but I am going to move it out of the way so that I can bring in some other pieces here for our card. So I'm going to do some work today with our decorative masks as well. And so this card I'm actually designing is for a challenge on hand stamped sentiments. And so what I'm going to do, oh, sorry, wrong way. I'm going to start with my circle here, and I'm going to line it up on my mask so that it's showing what I want it to show. So I'm looking through, and so this is one of the 4 masks that comes in our decorative masks set. And I don't want like that straight line down the center kind of idea, so I'm just trying to line this up so that the pieces that get inked up are going to look how I want them to look. So I think that's about where I want it. So now I don't have like that distinctive straight line up and down. Now with that lined up, I'm going to hold that in place, and then I'm actually going to flip this over. So where I have my circle is actually a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece, so it's a full card front. So because this is going to get centered on my card front, I'm going to turn this over and line this up using the edging of my my mask as my guidelines so that I know that this is where I want it. Now with that all done, if you're not great at like gripping that and holding it all in place, you can always use some washi tape to hold it all in place. And then I'm going to bring in some Bermuda Bay and one of my blending brushes. And I'm just going to rub my blending brush here on my Bermuda Bay, get a good amount of ink on there, and then I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to start off on the side just to see, make sure I don't get any dark spots. And then in a circular motion, I am going to sponge, or blend rather. This isn't a sponge, it's a blending brush. I'm going to blend this on my paper. So I'm basically doing a double mask here. I'm masking with my decorative mask, and I'm masking with a circle. Now this circle was cut out using the largest of the layering circles from the Layering Circles dies. And I just keep this mask on my desktop and can reuse it time and time again. Now, when we reveal that, voila, we have our gorgeous, are the brushes on back order? You know what? I don't know. I can check the inventory list, though. It should have dates on there, but I do know that they're in the new catalog, so I'm not overly concerned about, like, I know they will come back. How about that? All right, so there's our decorative mask, and we've blended that on there. And I can put my blending brush off to the side. And now we're going to get busy creating some pieces to put on top of this. So this is going to go on here. I didn't do that quite straight, but luckily with what we're adding onto this, it's not even going to matter. So now, here's the big reveal. One of the stamp sets from our new catalog is the Color and Contour. Oh, and I got coffee on it. And I am going to be using this beautiful flower here to do some decorations on the front of this card. So let's get a piece of, I had it all cut. Oh, there it is. This is not a piece of our regular basic white. This is actually a piece of shimmery white, and I've cut it at 3 by 4. And we're going to stamp on here using just regular Memento black ink. Now, the reason I'm using shimmer paper is because I want to do, oh, hello, Elaine. I want to do some watercoloring today, and I don't want to use watercolor paper because I find when I stamp on the watercolor paper, it just doesn't get the nice look that I want, just because watercolor paper does have a bit of a texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp directly here onto my shimmer paper, And it just, I mean, it's nice too with the sentiment, because I chose, you know, you've truly been a shining example to me. So it goes nicely with that, that it has that little shimmer to it. But it's also way better for watercoloring on if you're not able to use watercolor paper. So with that done, I am going to grab 2 of our new colors, Polished Pink and Soft Succulent, and they just match up so nicely with the Bermuda Bay. It is ridiculous. And I'm actually going to start with our Soft Succulent. So I'm going to give my ink pad a little squeeze. Good morning, Kathy. So I've given that a little squeeze, and now I've got one of our water painters here. So you just fill these up with water. Now, a little tip, these, they twist backwards. It's not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's completely the opposite of how you would normally think to twist a pen. It's kind of crazy. Really confused me in the beginning. So now I'm just going to give this a little squeeze on here and put a little drop of water and blend this up. So now I've got a little water palette. Now if you don't want to do this right in the lid of your ink pad, you can always put a little bit of ink onto a block and then do it there. I just, like I said, I'm a lazy stamper, and so I am doing this the easiest way with the least amount of tools, because that's kind of how I roll. All right, so I'm just coming in, and all my stem, my leaves, everything, I'm just giving them a quick little brush with this soft succulent ink. So it's really, really subtle here, guys. And then I'm just going to squeeze my paintbrush until it runs clear on my Kleenex. So always having, I have a box of Kleenex beside my desk, always, because I do a lot of watercoloring, and you always want to make sure your brush gets clean in between. Okay, and then because I did this inside my stamp case, I am going to come in here and just wipe up all of that water. I don't want to close this with that water sitting there in my lid. Oh, Jacqueline, that flower is from the new, I am doing a mashup here of Strong and Beautiful mixed with color and contour. And so it's one of our new stamp sets. All right, so that one's done with our soft succulent. And now I'm going to use the Polished Pink, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Oh, good morning, Val. Well, it looks like while I was busy watercoloring, I missed a bunch of comments. Okay, oh good, it was actually just Val that I missed. Fabulous. Okay, so now I'm going to give this Polished Pink a little squeeze, and I'm going to do the same thing, just a little drop of water in there. And I'm really just doing one drop, like I don't want to dilute my color too much. And then I'm going to come up here and color in my flowers. And so I don't do any fancy watercolor techniques. Like I'm not some fabulous painter. I don't do all the layers and, you know, highlights and everything. I'm literally just adding a really soft color. I just want this really soft look on here. So if you watch my videos, you know I love the blender pens, the blends, sorry, but it was just too dark for this card. It just wasn't going to work. All right, now I am going to come back in and add just a little bit of extra paint down at the bottom, just to give it a bit of a darker look. Okay. So now we're going to let that dry. And unfortunately, I don't have the magic of TV for you to have that already dry, so we're just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way and wait. But it shouldn't take too long, and that'll give us time to put the rest of our card together. So I'm just going to squeeze out this brush, clean it up. It takes 2 weeks to get orders to you. Oh my goodness, Marika, that's a long time. I know, this Polished Pink is unreal, Val. You are going to love it. Yeah, it's kind of like nail polish. I don't know. It's the perfect pink. So we're going to let that all dry. So I'm going to set that to the side while that dries. And we're going to work on this piece. So we're going to layer this up. We've got a thick basic white card base, and then we have a piece of basic black cardstock, and it's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. We are going to emboss this, and we're going to use, I'm so sad to say this, we're going to use the retiring Dainty Diamonds. It is one of my favorite embossing folders, and it is disappearing. So, oh, I just put that down backwards. I won't be able to turn the handle. There we go. So here's our Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. So I'm going to pop this inside. Make sure it's straight, but it's a nice one because it has lines on it, so you can line it up really, really well. And then just on our block 1, and then our specialty folder, we're going to run this through our Big Boss. All right, that's done. So I did have to use my big machine because my mini is just a little too small for these folders. Okay, now pop that out, and before we put this onto our card, I want to add some shine to it. So I'm going to grab, oh no, where did it go? Oh, it's right in front of me. I was using it. I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella, and if I just take a look at how much, I don't want to use more than I need, so just like a centimeter in, I am just going to come along and paint the edges of my black just to give them the slightest shimmer, because we've got that sentiment about Mom being a shining example to us. So we're just going to add a little bit more shine to this card. Now this is the type of thing that unfortunately on the camera it might not show for you guys. I'm not sure. But in person it just adds the most gorgeous sparkle. So you guys will just have to try it out at home so that you can see for yourselves the beautiful sparkle that that's creating. All right, so with that done, we can start actually putting our pieces together. Oh, actually, I just need to decide if I want my Happy Mother's Day on the front. I don't think I do. So we're going to start putting this together. So this layer is going to get glued directly onto here. And I am using liquid glue, partially because you guys know I can't line things up unless I have that liquid glue and can do adjustments, but also because this is an embossed piece of paper, I always use liquid glue or tear and tape on embossed paper so that I really get a good hold onto the textured paper. All right, so let's see there. That is looking good. Now this one's actually a fairly easy one to line up because, like I said, it has those subtle little lines on there, so you can use those. And then because that has the Wink of Stella on it, I don't want to rub it off. I'm going to flip this over and do my, I don't know if you call this burnishing or what it is, but I'm going to do that on that side. Oh, you're looking for a new home in Clearwater. Oh, you will love it there, Jacqueline. I have a friend who lives up there. It's so nice. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we've got that layer done. Now we're going to glue this layer to our card base. That is so exciting for you guys, Jacqueline. It's just such a breath of fresh air up there, and nice people. And if you guys like, well, I know you guys love getting out for your walks, so all the walking up there at Dwell's Gray, oh, you will love it. All right. Oh, good morning, Sandra. Okay. So there we go. And then again, I'm going to flip this over and like that. All right. Yeah, there's a great little lake just outside of Clearwater as well. Dutch Lake. So much fun. The kids adore swimming there. Okay, so this is dry enough now that we can actually run this through, and now I can use my mini machine. We're going to run this through and cut it out because these color and contour stamp set comes with dies as well. So here we go. Oops, I don't need all of those. So I need my plate 1, plate 2, and I'm going to need the actual dies. So now where did I put them? Oh, here we go. So these actual dies that come with the color and contour are so sweet. Stitched scallops and stuff, these other great scallops, and then the flowers have their own cutouts here. So we're going to grab that, pop this on here, and put this over top. So I love it. There's no fussy cutting. It is my favorite thing when I don't have to fussy cut something like this. I'll take the extra moment to line it up and make sure it's straight, as opposed to having to fussy cut all that. All right, and here we go. Okay, so that is done. We can put those dies off to the side. And we have our gorgeous flower all cut out for us. I love that it even does like the little space in between. It's just perfect. Okay, so now let's bring back all of our card pieces. So we've got all that glued together. We've got our sentiment and our flower. So now we're going to pop this on. I am going to put a dimensional underneath the top. And let's see. Oh, I don't seem to have regular ones. I am going through regular dimensionals like they're going out of style. So that's okay because I have my minis here and I'm always looking for ways to use up the borders. So I'm just going to cut a couple of those. And there we go. So I don't actually need too much here. I'm just doing the top of my flower. And I just want to see where I want this because I'm going to put this down like that. All right, so let's pull that off. And we're going to put this onto our circle just like that. And then we're going to put some mini dimensionals on the back of our black piece here. Oh, you guys met in Clearwater. Awesome. That's very sweet. Okay, so now peel off these backings. There we go. Pop that sentiment on there. I actually want to put it up just a little bit. This is the hard part for me, is getting that sentiment on straight. There we go. And now we need to add just a little bit more shine to this because, you know, you just need to. So I am actually wondering about where I put my new in color gems. I think I put them in here. Ah, there we go. So we have these new in color gems, and I'm wondering if any of them are going to be the right coloring for what I want to do. They might actually all be too dark. Darn it. So the polished pink gems are quite bright. Yeah, those polished pink ones are going to be too bright for this card. The green too dark, the purple too purple, and the soft succulent. Oh, you know what? We can get away with doing the soft succulent. Let's do that. All right, so we're going to pop that on there, that on there, and then I'm going to do one more up here. There we go. So just a little bit around the outside. So those are the new in color jewels. And just so lovely. Lots of variety of color there. And that is the last little bit of sparkle on there. So can't get the color and contour yet unless you'd like to sign up as a demo. Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Eva. Good morning, Janet. So you can't get the color and contour dies and stamp set yet until May 4th, unless you're a demo. And you can sign up to be a demo and put all those things onto your pre-order. But this Strong and Beautiful that we put on here as our sentiment is still available and will be available until May 3rd. So if you love the sentiments in here, and I mean, they are really, really beautiful. Like, you have what it takes to be unstoppable, and I couldn't be more proud. To the woman who does it all with grace and wisdom. Like, I have used this stamp set for so many women in my life. Some of my principals who are just really amazing people, my mom, my sister, my best friend. There's just so many amazing women in my life. Just very lucky for that. So it's a beautiful one. I won't be selling mine when when it retires. It's just one that has too many beautiful sentiments. So yeah, that's that. Now, I almost forgot to stamp the inside of my card. So I'm actually going to grab my Bermuda Bay, and I am going to stamp that Happy Mother's Day on the inside of my card. Now I'm going to risk it and stamp directly in my card, because if I mess it up, I can always put an insert in, right? So I'm going to ink up my Happy Mother's Day. I already had it here on this block, and like I was saying before, I'm kind of a lazy stamper, so I am dual purposing this block. It's the same one that I had my flower on before. All right, and there we go. Happy Mother's Day. Ah, wonderful. I don't have to redo it. Okay. So, you got the bees and the pretty flowers, the gems. Oh, the gems are wonderful, Jacqueline. Yeah. So there we go. We have our fabulous card. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining me today. We have a few more weeks here, I think. We have, a week and a half left for this current annual catalog. So definitely take another glance through, check out the retiring list. When you go to the Stampin' Up! Website, you can actually go to Last Chance Products and see what all is happening there and what is retiring, because there are some gems you don't want to miss out on. I'm hoping that later this week I'll be able to show you a card as well using the Buffalo Check, because I am so sad that that one is going. That's another one that's not leaving my stash. It's just too perfect for masculine cards, Christmas cards, and I've even done some nice Easter cards with it. So that's not going anywhere. Yeah, so that's about it. I will be live again next Tuesday, and maybe before. We'll see how life with 5 teenagers goes. Sometimes I have lots of time. Sometimes I can barely breathe. So yeah, you guys have a great day, and thanks for joining me. Bye.